Hello and welcome to this Long Island weather alert. I know I'm on a little bit later. I'm waiting for some more models to come in. I was also spent the evening at Long Beach. Needed to take a long walk there because I was been a little stressed out. Yeah, so maybe you've been able to tell, but I think you have. But it was beautiful there and a nice sunset. Of course, I have a short video that I'll put up later of some of the wildlife that I saw at the beach. But it was beautiful there. Beautiful evening. And it was still kind of humid today, a little cooler than yesterday, not quite as 72. The dew point is 70, so still seeing some dew points, but you notice the high at Islip was only 81 today, so not nearly as hot as it was yesterday. And you see highs today generally were upper 70s and low 80s, but of course, in my area, it's more like mid-80s, so it's kind of hot in my area. 84 at, I'll go out to 83 at JFK. 82 at Central Park, and if you were in Jersey, 86 at Miller Air Park, Toms River. Lows, generally 70s. Precipitation, we can take a look and see how much rain has fallen in the past 24 hours. And you can see a little bit of rain has fallen over Long Island. So, looking at the satellite, we'll show you the satellite image today. We did have a lot of high clouds around. One thing that's a little... notice on this map that's got me a little concerned. I see some smoke off to the north. Oh, boy. So we'll have to talk about that as well. But I'm more concerned about we're going to have a threat for severe weather for tomorrow. So looking at our weather map, you see there's that weak cold front that came through. But there's a secondary cold front that's up north, and that's going to be coming through tomorrow evening. I know there's some fireworks displays. They might need to postpone them because of that. That's why I'm on later. I want to have all the models. So just go over the Islip climatological report for today. That is the wrong one. There's no way it just hit 75 today. That's something got screwed up there. All right. I don't know what happened there. Okay, whatever. This is what we can expect now in the world today. So, anyway, there's your satellite. I already went over that. Storm Prediction Center, this is what we got to go over for tomorrow. Day 2, we are in a Category 2, slight risk for thunderstorms tomorrow, severe thunderstorms. So we may have missed out yesterday, but maybe we'll have our chance tomorrow to have some severe thunderstorms. As you can see, the slight risk is going to be over us with this secondary cold front because the humidity hasn't really dropped that much. We still have instability in the air. So let's go take a look at the HRRR model. First and foremost, we will go and look at the radar simulation and share what the HRRR is building for tomorrow. You can see it's just very scattered activity for tomorrow, very scattered. But some of these storms could be strong, and this model may be underdoing it a little bit. I'll show you the dew points and the wind flow for tomorrow. You can see the humidity still dealing dew points in the low 70s. So tomorrow, see the dew points drop a little bit in the afternoon. They actually drop into the 50s and maybe some 60s for most of us with a west wind, and then that west wind kind of turns toward the south. But we have that other push of dry air coming in, and with that southerly wind coming in and maybe increasing the moisture ahead of that front, that's going to help maybe be a focal point for some of those storms. And then as we head into Friday, the dew points drop into the 50s, and they'll be much drier that day. So without that, we will not really talk too much about Friday in this. We're going to talk more about tomorrow. Let's go look at the Cape for tomorrow. So you can see there is some Cape, mostly over Jersey, but again, some of these models have been a little more aggressive with this. That's why I want to hopefully maybe have the latest HDRPS to look at when we're done. Temperatures, by the way, tonight, probably not going to drop all that much. Upper 60s, low 70s. And tomorrow's going to be pretty warm, mid to upper 80s, and maybe even a few 90-degree readings inland, perhaps in New Jersey. So it's still going to be pretty warm, and then you can see the reflection of the line of those showers and storms dropping the temperatures down to the mid-70s. And then behind the front, we have temperatures that will still be in the 80s, but much lower humidity. Friday is going to be a beautiful day, the best day of the batch for sure. Let's go to the NAM. This is why I wanted to come a little later, because this is why we have the NAM for you, and I want to see what the NAM has as far as the thunderstorm threat for tomorrow. NAM's a little more aggressive. And the thing is, these are coming right out of the north. So the NAM has a batch coming through in the afternoon, even 4 o'clock. And the NAM actually brings them through a little bit earlier, which is kind of interesting. These could be small but isolated severe thunderstorms here. All right. Cape. There is a good amount of cape out there. There's enough, especially toward the evening. Look at that. Wow, especially toward the evening. That's a decent amount right there. So that's what we've got to worry about there when you see cape levels like that. Let's go to the HDRPS next. All right. Have enough of the 0Z HDRPS, and this is why I wanted to come a little later. So hopefully we have enough of it to show you what the HDRPS has, because the HDRPS, again, I'm thinking more of the storms are going to come through more around 8 o'clock or so. So 7, 8 o'clock, you're going to see these thunderstorms pop up. And they're moving from northwest to southeast. And that's a movement that can tendency to be worse for Long Island than New Jersey. So this is so again, fireworks. These are just around when the fireworks displays are. I know there's one at Eisenhower Park. I really think that they should consider postponing it to the 4th because of these thunderstorms here. It's going to be unsafe to have any fireworks shows with these, because of the lightning and stuff. So you can see here what we have here. So we're going to be watching this. Obviously, the amount of rainfall we'll see from these thunderstorms, it won't be a ton. But where the thunderstorms hit, you could have maybe a quarter of an inch to maybe a half an inch of rain. It really won't be. It won't be like what we saw yesterday in New Jersey. But anyway, let me go to the RGM. We'll go ahead and look at the skies. And for tomorrow, you'll see there may be some passing high clouds in the early part of the day, and then maybe you have some clear skies in the afternoon. Again, there will be a south wind sea breeze, so it'll be cooler on the south shore at that time. And then you can see the reflection of those clouds coming in with those thunderstorms here. We have a beautiful clear Friday, mostly clear. But the question is, we're going to go and look at the smoke now for a moment. So HRRR smoke model. I can't believe I have to look at this thing, but we do, because there's some smoke from, and there's still some fires burning in Canada. And we will be having a flow out of Canada. So that is why we have to be concerned of that. So I'm going to go to the 18Z, vertically integrated smoke. And it's not so much an issue tomorrow. Let's see. Tomorrow's the 3rd. But you can see it shows this area of smoke that might wind up adding a little haze to the sky perhaps on the 4th. Improving maybe as we get toward later in the afternoon. So we'll have a better idea of that tomorrow. So anyway, that does wrap up this Long Island weather alert, and we'll take a look and see what happens with the thunderstorm risk tomorrow. I know it doesn't look all that impressive on these model simulations, but again, you can already see there you have. The models always seem to underestimate how bad these storms can be sometimes. So just keep that in mind. So that's going to wrap things up. You can see, again, that smoke. It's to the north, so I'm wondering if we're going to be getting into that or not. This is all coming from, I'll just go to the CONUS view for a moment, just to show you where it's coming from. And you can see there it's coming from Canada up there. So you can sort of see, oh yeah, there actually is a decent amount. Let's go to the northern Canada, northern U.S. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's coming from, I think, British Columbia. So I think it's coming from British Columbia, maybe Manitoba a little bit. You can see how it's kind of circulating around that low. So we will have to watch for a little bit of haze. It won't be tremendous, but there'll be some perhaps in the air, at least at some time on Friday. So thank you for watching, and good night.